Hello everyone, welcome back to another JCTCG video where we talk about market, Pokemon collecting, and just overall making better plays. In this video, I want to talk about the market a little bit, right? And just go over some of the things that I'm watching right now, as I had a couple of auction blocks just finished this weekend, and I want to go over some of the results, right? And just overall my thoughts going and moving forward. Quick reminder that if you find any of these videos helpful, don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and help support this very small channel. It is all very much appreciated. First partner series, right? This is going to be one of the main focuses on this video, given that some of the auction in Fanatics just finished this weekend, and there are so many discounts right now, especially with the first partners series 2, right? So I had a whole bunch of grays come back, CGC pristines, and I typically just throw them out on auctions unless I'm keeping a couple of the cards, right? So some of these listings and auctions for Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Chikorita, they're finishing somewhere between $35 to $55, right? While some of the other lesser known, like Sabo and like the other starters, are finishing even cheaper. Like, these are getting hammered right now on auctions, right? I was not aware that they were actually going for that low. Otherwise, I would probably just kept most of them. However, I typically just, turn the money over into something else and rotate it in and out. However, seeing now that they are this cheap, and maybe it's for a reason, right? Series Partners 2 has Perfect Order packs in them, and I believe it's Chaos Rising. So, not the most attractive packs that we have in today's market. However, the starters, right? Totodile, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil Series 2, I think these are very famous Pokemons, right? And people really enjoy them. I, for one, I'm a huge Crystal fan, right? Like, I play the games growing up, and I think that Series 2 right now, it is a screaming buy, right? And you don't have to go out there and buy the whole, box that comes with, the Series Partners pack and the other 2 packs. You can just buy the regular single pack. I believe that's out there somewhere between $20 or so, right? If I find a price, I'll throw it up here. But I just think right now, what I saw, it is just so many opportunities when it comes to these first partners, right? These are part of the celebrations, right? These are part of the 30th celebration set, which I assume eventually, right, in the long run, they are going to do pretty well. Anything, that has any type of anniversary in its name tends to do well across almost every single TCG, right? So it's not just Pokemon, but overall, being that it's Pokemon is the reason why I actually am adding it to this list. The other one is Series Partners 1, right? It's Series Partner 1, which has Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Those are actually pretty cheap as well, right? Like, I remember those going for like $75 to like $80 at some point, the bots themselves. And now you can literally buy a PSA 10 Charmander for about $160, maybe even less. I swear I was seeing them for $120 or so. Maybe somebody has been giving out the word or something. But remember, it takes about $80 to grade a card, right? So if you're seeing any of those cards right now in the market, chances are that they were rushed, right? So there's barely any premium on some of these Series 1 partners as well. So hey, we can pick up a Charmander, right, for a discount. It's cheap. All of these might be worth picking up. Like, I really think that these are being overslept right now. At this point, this is going to be the most abundant amount of supply that we're going to have, right, for these series partners, given that they just recently came out and everyone is rushing in to get them graded. And there's going to be plenty of opportunities here. Me personally, I'm still waiting on some of my grades back from Beckett. Hopefully there's some nice BGS 10s in there. Not sure if, you know, get lucky enough with a black label, but I will be holding those for a while. So I'll report back once I get the grades back in. I just bought a couple of cases of the Series Partner 3, which I'll be also sending to get graded, given that I'm a huge Hoenn Starters fan, right? I believe they come in with a Chaos Rising and Pitch Black packs, which is, I guess, is decent enough, right? It's better than the Perfect Order. I will be looking to send them, you know, for grading, and just overall maybe just put some away in my PC. So that is what I'm currently doing. I just wanted to get on here and talk about the Series Partners. I will be buying more of these, as I think they're very undervalued, and people are kind of sleeping on all of these as of right now, right? They see them very abundant and they think the supply is always going to be the same way. When people expect the supply and the price to always be the same, that's when they're most surprised. I think any of the cancel starters now for, you know, in the PSA 10, right, between 125 to 160 is probably a good pickup. As we have seen, the population tends, you know, the population on these is probably going to be insanely high, as they're really easy to grade. However, they're Charmander, Squirt, and Bulbasaur, right? Like, it is not going to matter in a couple of years when people are looking back, right? They're going to want it. So with that being said, I think there's a lot of opportunities out there that you should be taking advantage of right now. If you have a long-term horizon, this might be a really good time to pick some of those Series 1 packs right now, and maybe just start, you know, nibbling around on some of the other series, right? That they're fairly cheap. They're $30 each, right? Retail is somewhere between $15, I believe. So me personally, I'm going to be buying some of them, and we'll see what happens. But if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.